Alright, another episode of 10-Minute Real Food with John Gaxey. And today I have something special, a soup for you. But remember, we're not using the stove, so let me show you how to make it. Good, so we're going to start by washing everything. This is a really simple one, and we're not going to use the stove. So you're probably thinking, how are you going to make a soup? Well, I'm going to show you. This is actually something that's very popular. It became very popular in Spain. I believe it comes from Spain. And I'm going to show you, it's called Gazpacho. What does it mean? I don't know. I speak Spanish, but I don't know. It's just the name of the dish. That's what it means. And we're going to put half a bell pepper. We're going to put scallion. Now, the traditional gazpacho can be cooked, and then you chill it overnight, and then it's really good. But we're going to, of course, make non-traditional because you are here at 10-Minute Real Foods. So we're going to put half a bell pepper, a scallion. We're going to put some parsley, and that's about it. That's all we have to wash. So let's take this over here, give it a quick rinse. Make sure it's all nice and washed. Bring it back over here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to chop our bell pepper first. Tear that one in half. Alright, you see there? You want to get it into some smaller bite-sized pieces. Now, bell pepper adds some really great flavor in dishes, whether you cook it, whether you leave it raw, as you've seen in a lot of my videos. And then we're going to add the scallions, and we're going to add the parsley last. But I want to add, these are fire roasted tomatoes. You've seen me use these before. Fire roasted tomatoes, no salt added. I'll take care of that. Alright, make sure we get that open. Pour that in there. And then we have some tomato paste. So this is just concentrated tomato that's been sun-dried and then pureed. And that gives it a special extra flavor. Let's see, how do I use this? All right. And I just need a little bit of that. So as you can see, it's just really concentrated. This gives a lot of good flavor to dishes. You can see I don't add too much. You don't want to add too much because then it's going to taste sour. So you just be careful. A little goes a long way. And then we're going to add the parsley. We don't want it to be completely chopped, so therefore we're just going to pulse it. Now also, gazpacho can be smooth. It can be a smooth soup, or it could also be made into a chunky soup, which I prefer. Let me clean my hands here. But we also want to add some of our seasonings. But before we do that, let me clean this shrimp. So I bought this wild-caught cooked salad shrimp. This is not the usual shrimp you've seen me use, the bigger shrimp. This is actually a salad shrimp. Why? Because, well, it's a soup, so we need something a little bit more dainty. But it's cooked already. It's a nice quality product. I just need to clean it. Or rinse it, I should say. I like to rinse it. Some people like that little fishy flavor, but for security purposes, I rinse it. But I do want to get all that water out. You know what? We're forgetting something. I knew we were forgetting something. Cucumber. As a matter of fact, we're going to do something a little bit different. So normally you could chop it in there and get that nice little freshness. But I just got an idea. We can do something a little different. So we're going to add red wine vinegar. Give it a nice little contrast. And then we're going to add some tomato juice. Nothing special, just tomato juice. We're going to start it off by this much. Okay. And then normally we would add, in a gazpacho soup, you would add onions and garlic and seasonings, or herbs like thyme and rosemary. But I'm just going to get the 21 seasoning shortcut, if you will. They're dried, so it'll add just as much flavor. I'm going to add onion powder, and I did add some scallions, which is less pungent. And the reason you want to do that with something that you leave raw or you don't cook is because you don't want that raw garlic and onion flavor. At least I don't. You always see me that I roast the garlic or I cook the onion. But in this case, we're not using the stoves, as I promised. And that was garlic. So let me close this up. So there we go. Chunky gazpacho. Looks like marinara sauce, but let me try it. Just a couple more things. By a couple, I mean several. I need more of this red wine vinegar. I need some salt, definitely. Nothing I added had salt, so I need to add some of that in there. Now, one thing I also like to add is smoked paprika. It gives it that nice depth, which goes great with seafood too. And there was something else. No, I think that's it. Oops. Now, of course, this tastes very good when it's cool or cold. So you can always stick it in the fridge or the freezer. Or, quite interestingly enough, you can add ice cubes. Oh, that's good. So let me show you how I'm going to plate it. Let me wash this. I'm going to rinse the cucumber that I want to add. Dry that. And look at what I did. So, I will grab the gazpacho. Now, if you've never tried this, you have to try it. This is it's so good, it's so filling, it's so refreshing, and you can put it in the fridge and eat it any time. It's unbelievable. Now, for those of you who don't like shrimp, I know some of you out there don't like shrimp because you told me you don't like shrimp. You can use chicken in this as well. You can just chop up some chicken and put that in there. And then, stay. Mix it all up. So you may think it looks like a shrimp cocktail, but it's not a shrimp cocktail. It's nice, fresh ingredients. And this is what I'm going to do. Oh, you didn't think we were going to get fancy, huh? So there you go. Gazpacho soup. Cold soup in less than 10 minutes. It's refreshing, it's good. It's got a little bit of everything. But let's try it. Very good. Very good. That red wine vinegar adds some nice tanginess and that smoked paprika. So there you go. Have a serving, stick the rest in the fridge, and I'll see you next time. Nothing really distressing is phenomenal. It adds